The Swamp Thing TV show has added another villain to the cast. Kevin Durand, whose face you probably recognize, he's been in a lot of movies and TV shows over the years. He's been cast as Jason Woodrue, aka the Floronic Man, a classic DC Comics villain who's basically like this wood man. Like, he's like a wood-shaped man with, like, he's basically a tree man. That's the way he looks in the comics. He looks kind of like Groot. But he is the Floronic Man, and he's one of the old DC villains, and he's going to be a villain in Swamp Thing. And I could tell you a little bit about him from the comics, but actually this article in Deadline pretty much describes him perfectly. Let's just get into it. Kevin Durand has joined the cast of the upcoming DC Universe series Swamp Thing in the role of Jason Woodrue, the brilliant but abrasive scientist who longtime fans of DC Comics also know as the transmogrified supervillain called Floronic Man. The official description of Durand's character for the series is: prickly genius Jason Woodrue is a biogeneticist without equal, and he knows it. Brought in to study the unique properties of a small-town Louisiana swamp, Woodrue becomes fixated on unlocking the potential contained within, leading to tragic and monstrous consequences. In the pages of DC Comics, the character has roots that stretch all the way back to 1962. That's when Woodrue was introduced in Atom, issue number 1, in Master of the Plant World, a story by writer Gardner Fox and artist Jill Kane. I know who that is, but I never know how to pronounce his name. The scheming scientist called himself the Plant Master in those days. In 1976, Woodrue embraced a new name and a major makeover as Floronic Man, a hybrid of human and plant that looked a bit like the Jolly Green Giant, although he was, in fact, neither jolly nor a giant. In 1997, the character became a Hollywood transplant when John Glover, whom you probably know as Lex Luthor's father in Smallville, donned a lab coat to play Woodrue in his human form in Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin. They actually did a version of the storyline. The Floronic Man was actually responsible for the creation of Poison Ivy in the old comics, and that was the storyline they did for that movie, because Poison Ivy was one of the villains in that movie. So there we have it. Swamp Thing has an official supervillain with some powers. Now, the other villain, I think, who's been confirmed is Avery Sunderland, who's already been cast. And I don't know if Avery Sunderland's going to have superpowers or whatever. I know in the comics he was like this evil businessman archetype. So maybe in the show he'll be that kind of person. But when Swamp Thing needs somebody with some actual powers to fight, that's when the Floronic Man will come out. Because the Floronic Man has like plant-based powers too, like Swamp Thing. Similar to Swamp Thing's. So he'll be an actual adversary that Swamp Thing can actually, hit and punch. But I don't know. Avery Sunderland's going to get mixed up in supernatural stuff and everything. So maybe he will get some supernatural powers as well. And he'll also be more of a physical foe for Swamp Thing as well. Originally, the Floronic Man's powers came from science. But later on in later DC comic stories, they incorporated magical elements to them. So it'll be interesting to see how they do it on the show here. Will he be a science-based supervillain with powers from science, or will he get involved in the supernatural stuff? Or maybe both. Maybe it'll be a mixture of both. We'll see. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.